Good morning, students. This is 11th class biology, lecture 5 of chapter 1, that is Living World. And the topics to be discussed today are botanical gardens, geological parks, museum, key, flora, manuals, and monographs. All these are taxonomical aids. I have already told you about the taxonomical aids introduction part. So now we will do these taxonomical aids. So let's start with the botanical gardens. So botanical gardens are specialized gardens having collection of living plants for reference and identification. So in the botanical garden, living plants are collected for the identification and reference point of view. Each plant is labeled with botanical name and family. And for the identification, for the easy identification, each plant is labeled with its botanical name, that is scientific name of the plant, and the family to which that plant belongs. Now these are some examples of some famous botanical gardens. First is Royal Botanical Garden at Kew, that is in England. Second is Indian Botanical Garden, Howrah, that is in West Bengal, India. Third is National Botanical Research Institute, that is called NBRI in Lucknow, that is in India. So this National Botanical Research Institute of Lucknow is shown here. Next taxonomical aid is museum. So museum is a collection of preserved plants and animals for study and reference. What is the difference here? In botanical garden, plants were living plants, but here preserved plants. Okay, dead plants and animals, they are preserved for the study and reference in the museum. Here you can see these are different plant samples which are preserved for the study purpose, and these are different birds which have been stuffed from inside, and these are for the study purpose inside the museum. A museum contains specimens preserved in preservative solution in containers or jars. So there are different ways to preserve different animals inside the museum. Some animals are preserved inside the preservative solutions. Okay, these are some specific chemicals in which the dead bodies of the animals, you can say, that remain protected. Okay, so those are preservative solutions. Some chemicals are used here inside the container jars in which those dead animals are preserved for the study purpose. Second thing, dried specimen of plants and animals. So some plants in the dried form and animals also can be used in the museum. Then insects preserved in insect boxes. Insects are preserved inside the insect boxes after collecting, killing and pinning. Okay, these insects are collected, then killed, and then pinning is done with the help of pins. These are attached on the proper sheets or on the proper platform. Then stuffed larger animals like birds and mammals. So here for the birds and mammals, what is done? Stuffing is done. Only their outer body structure is kept, and inside they are stuffed by some material which is kept in the museum. Collection of animal skeleton. So animal skeleton can also be used for the study purpose. That's why animal skeleton are also kept inside the museum. Here you see these are preservative jars in museum. So inside these jars some dead animals are present, and this is a chemical which preserve dead bodies of these animals. So such type of jars are used for the preservation of the animals inside the museum. Then this is insect preservation. These insects present here have been killed and pinned. Okay, pinning has been done here. You can see here these pins are used to attach these insects with the platform. Then next taxonomical aid is geological parks. Geological parks are the places where live wild animals are kept in protected environments under human care. Okay, you can say zoo. I think you all have visited a zoo. So zoological parks are what? These are zoo, where the live wild animals are kept in protected environment. Okay, so inside the zoos, mostly animals are kept inside the cages, and some animals are kept like this in a natural habitat like place. Okay, so these wild animals are kept under the human care. It helps to learn about their food habits and behavior. So by visiting a zoological park, you can learn about the food habits of different animals and also about the behavior of different animals. The next taxonomical aid is key. Key is a analytical taxonomical aid which is used, which is you can say which is based on the similarities and dissimilarities in the organisms, and which is used for the recognition of different animals or plants, and with the help of it we can categorize the organism. So it is based on the contrasting characters, means opposite characters, generally in a pair called couplet. So these contrasting characters are called couplet. Okay, contrasting character, like you can take here small height or tallness. Okay, tallness and dwarfness you can take here as a contrasting character. Okay, so these contrasting characters will be called a couplet. Each couplet has two opposite options. Of these, only relevant option is accepted and the other is rejected. So each couplet will have two options, like I am saying that either the plant will be tall or it will be dwarf. So the relevant option will be accepted, means if the plant is tall then you can choose it, or it is dwarf. So the relevant option, if it is tall or dwarf, you can accept that character and can reject the other one. Each statement in the key is called a lead. Now I am talking about the tallness and dwarfness. What is this tallness and dwarfness? This is a height character. Okay, so what is that height? That is called a statement, and this statement in the key is called a lead. So you can say height is a lead here, and tallness and dwarfness, these two contrasting characters are couplet. Okay, and with the help of key there will be different leads, there will be many leads and many couplets, with the help of which we can categorize a specific organism. With the help of this flowchart, you will be able to understand that how a key can be used for the identification of an organism. This is a branching type key. There are many types of key, but that is beyond your syllabus. Types of key are not in your syllabus. So you see here that how a key can be used for the identification of any organism. So this dry skin, this is first character you can say, or you can say this is a statement. So dry skin, it will act as a lead here. As I told you that in key there are different leads. So dry skin is a lead. So there can be presence of dry skin or absence of dry skin. So there will be two options, no and yes. Instead of no and yes, you can write here absence of dry skin and presence of dry skin, right? So this presence and absence of dry skin will be here the contrasting characters. You can say these are couplets. Okay, so dry skin is a lead and this presence and absence of the dry skin are couplets of the key. Now you can easily choose, if you are watching any organism, then you can tell that it is having the dry skin or not. Okay, if no, then it can be a salamander. If yes, then you will go to another lead. And what is then what is that another lead? If the organism is having dry skin, then another lead will be presence of hair. Okay, so hair is another lead. So there can be presence of hair or absence of hair. So you can say yes, hairs are present, or no, hairs are not present. Okay, so these are another couplet. These yes and no are another couplet, and this here is another lead. Okay, before these lead also we have done many things, because we don't know if only on the basis of dry skin we cannot say that it is a salamander. Before this step also a biologist need to cross many leads. Okay, I am just starting from here, from this lead. Okay, for giving an example to you, I am starting from here, but before this lead also there is need of many statements and couplets. So look here now, in this here lead also one of the contrasting character will be chosen. Okay, so here if hair is not present, then it can be a lizard. If hairs are present, then again a lead will be required here. And what is that lead? Opposable thumbs, means the thumb which can stand in a position opposite of the fingers. Okay, opposable thumbs. So opposable thumb can be present or no. Yes and no, these are again two you can say a couplet. Okay, if no, then it can be a tiger. If yes, then again a lead will work here, that is bipedal. Okay, the bipedal means the animal which can walk on 2 feet. Okay, so bipedal, if yes, then it's a human being, because a human being can walk on 2 feet. Okay, and if no, then it can be a gorilla, because gorilla is having all these characters: dry skin, hair, opposable thumbs, and it is opposable thumbs also, but it is not bipedal. Okay, so if the bipedal, it will be human being. So like this a key can be used for the recognition of organisms. Next taxonomical aid is flora. So flora word is related to the plant species, all the plant species of any area. Okay, if anywhere you see the flora word, then in biology it means all the plant species. And there is another word called fauna, F-A-U-N, fauna. That fauna word represent animal species in any area. Okay, so here flora. What is flora? It is the document of all plant species in a given geographical area. Flora consists of total number of plant species in an area and gives information about the flowering season, fruiting season, and distribution for the given geographical area. Okay, so this flora is a document which gives all the information about the plant species in that area, and that information will include the flowering season of the plant, fruiting season of the plant, and also that where that plant is distributed in that area. So all these informations are given in flora. This is a taxonomical aid which will help, which can tell you about the plant species present in an area. Next taxonomical aid is manuals, and manuals contain names of species found in an area. Okay, how it is different from flora? Manuals describe plants as well as animal species. Okay, in flora there is description of only plant species, but manuals describe plant as well as animal species. It is also like a document which tells every information about the plant and animal species of any area. Then next taxonomical aid is monographs, and monographs contain information on any one taxon. Okay, here there will be information on one taxon, or you can say taxonomical category. It tries to review all the facts about a taxonomic group. So all the information, all the facts, you can say, of a taxonomical group will be reviewed by the monographs. Here any one taxon can be there, like there can be a monograph for any particular area, and any particular taxon can be like insects. Okay, so that insects named monograph will tell about all the insects present in that particular area, and it will review all the facts about that taxonomic group. Now based on today's topics, your homework is NCERT question number 10 and 11. Now let's discuss the homework solutions of previous lecture. I gave question number 9 of NCERT as homework, and answer for that question is, first there was phylum. That what is phylum? Describe it. So phylum is the primary division of kingdom. It includes one or more related classes of animals. Okay, it can be called primary division of kingdom because kingdom is the highest taxonomic category, and after that primary division becomes a phylum. Primary division is phylum. Okay, and it includes one or more related classes of animals, because here after the phylum what will be there? Class. So it can include one or more related classes. Then what is class? Class is also a taxonomic group or taxonomic category, you can say, consisting of one or more related orders, because after class what will be the taxonomic category? That will be order. So we can say one or more related orders will be under one class. For example, the class Mammalia includes many orders. Then what is family? So family is a taxonomic group or taxonomic category, you can say, containing one or more related genera or genus, you can say. In plants, families are categorized on the basis of vegetative and reproductive features. Then what is order? Order is a taxonomic group containing one or more families, right? For example, the order Carnivore includes many families like Felidae and Canidae, both are under the carnivorous. Okay, then genus. Genus is a taxonomical category or group including closely related species. Okay, because species is the lowest category, and after that there is genus. So some related species come under one genus. For example, the genus Solanum includes many species such as Nigrum, Melangina and Tuberosum.